Hey, y'all.
What's up?
This is a gloomy day today.
Yet another gloomy day. It's like really moist outside, though.
Yeah, it's really hot and nasty.
Really hot, moist, nasty, and damp.
Great combo.
So, can we just talk about how I took a quiz on BuzzFeed last night because I fell down a hole of BuzzFeed quizzes because I wanted to know which Golden Girl I was. Turns out I'm Sophia. Who didn't see that coming?
Right.
So I took this quiz and it was called Your Panera Bread Choices Will Reveal a Deep Truth About You. I was like, yeah, okay, let's see how these baked carbs can deeply reflect my inner workings. So I took the quiz and I got my results and goddamn, like it was deep. I read some things about myself that I think are true that I didn't want to know, all because of
Panera Bread.
the sourdough that I chose.
Well, you are a sourdough.
Okay. Triggered. Also, let's play a game where you guys take a shot every time we say triggered.
Yeah, let's play that game starting now.
But BuzzFeed, shout out to you. Thanks for being my therapist. You really opened up a door for me that I didn't know I needed.
I want to take quizzes.
They're fun. You know, you do tarot decks and like you do your card spreads.
You do that anyway.
Yeah, but you learn a lot about yourself. But this goddamn Panera quiz was right in my face.
Didn't you take a quiz to what book to read?
I did take a quiz of what book to read. And let me see what it was. It's called Ugly Girls by Lindsay Hunter. No product placement. Sorry, not sorry. No ad. Hashtag not sponsored. I'm not trying to get any copyright infringements, so I'm just really putting them all out there.
That's really funny.
Also, yesterday I ordered pizza.
It's hot in here.
I know. We'll take your jacket off. You're wearing a jacket. There. Oh, no. I feel like this is like a Howard Stern show. I'm Howard Stern. You're Carmen Electra. Okay, stop, ma'am. Please stop. She's making eye contact with me. It's making me, what were those words we used? Warm, hot, moist, damp. Hot crotch. But yeah, so wait. So I was ordering a pizza and I went, there's a little cafe down the street from my house. And people eat outside at said cafe. And I went to pick up my pizza. I'm walking by and there's a man sitting on a chair with his back against he was like sitting sideways. His back was against the restaurant, like the outside of the restaurant. And I was walking on the sidewalk and he said, "How's your day going?" And I was like, "Fine. How's your day going?" And then he gave me a look. And then he pointed to his headphones. He was on the phone. And I was embarrassed. And
okay.
I wish I could say that was the first time that happened, and it wasn't.
One time I was leaving this boy's house in the morning. I was walking back to my house with my clothes on from last night. And some guy stopped me and asked me how work went. I really wish I was joking.
Oh my God. Y'all pour yourself a shot because I am triggered.
I'll never forget it.
Oh my God. That is funny. Well, how did work go? I see you worked
overtime.
It was
great. I did. Every time that guy would ask me to come over late at night, I would bring a change of clothes.
Oh,
and then he asked me why I kept bringing changes of clothes, and I had to tell him why.
Because of the walk of shame, you need like something refreshed. Hi guys, welcome to Esoteric Oddities.
Yikes.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Sarah.
And we hope you're enjoying your day.
This gloomy day.
It's not gloomy. It's going to be a week after we put this up.
I know.
So a week ago.
Stop
Copyright.
it. Right.
But our topic for today, we are not going to tell you what it is, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Do you remember that show on Nickelodeon? Figure It Out with Summer Sanders.
That show in it wasn't Hidden Temple. It was
Legends
something...
of the Hidden Temple.
No. It was where they it was like a staged house and they had to find like hidden items.
That's Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yeah.
No, it was an actual house. It wasn't a temple. It wasn't like outsidey. It was like an actual house.
An actual house.
Can I just look it up?
Why are you asking me? It's a free country. Do you remember that game? I forget what it was. It was like Shop Till You Drop or something. And I know somebody out there is listening to this and screaming it to me right now because I do that when people are talking in podcasts and don't know what they're talking about. But it was a game where you could literally like run through the aisles of Toys R Us.
It was called Finders Keepers.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. Was that Nickelodeon?
My God, yes. You need to watch it.
Okay.
It was my favorite.
We should watch it.
We have one on YouTube right here.
Oh my God, I know what we're doing in an hour.
Yes.
But that's not what you guys came here for, right? You came here to hear about...
Be spooked.
Be spooked.
This isn't working now.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Our computers are not working. If I do believe...
I'm first.
Yeah. So, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, this story might have a trigger warning, so...
Oh, yeah, no. Okay.
With caution.
All jokes aside, this is an actual trigger warning. Listeners, beware.
This is called The Crossbow Guy. It's not really called this, but if I told you the real title, then you would know what it's about.
Your face when you explained it. I can't wait. When you're done, you're going to go back and tell us the real title, and I'm ready for it. The Crossbow Guy. Give it to me.
Stephen Sean Griffiths was born on Christmas Eve in 1969 in West Yorkshire. He was the oldest of 3 children of telephonist Maura Dewhurst and frozen food salesman Stephen Griffiths. His parents married...
Are you okay?
I thought of something really funny. Okay, sorry. His parents split up and the children stayed with the mother in her council house. She'll later be convicted of benefit fraud, and many think her behavior may partly explain Stephen's hatred of women. So remember that.
He hates women. Copy. And paste. There's that silence. She was giving me a look. That's what that silence was.
I was going to say something that I shouldn't say, so I didn't say it.
Oh, like Bambi, if you don't have anything nice to say.
Don't say it at all.
Shut your shithole.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
At age 17, Stephen was caught shoplifting. When the supermarket manager tried to stop him one day, he attacked him with a knife. He is then sentenced to 3 years juvenile and tells his parole officer his dreams and fantasies about being a serial killer.
Whoa, not the thing to confess to your parole officer. Also, what the hell is he stealing from a supermarket?
I'm saying probably meat.
Well, I don't know. Avocados are damn expensive.
Avocado. Around this time is when his relationship with his family plummets because he's in jail, you know.
Things tend to plummet.
In 1986, Stephen is caught owning an air pistol. He used the air pistol to shoot birds and later dissect them.
Oh, lovely.
In 1987, he receives a 2-year sentence for holding a knife to a young girl's throat. Because he did not show any signs of psychotic illness or treatable mental disorder, he did not qualify for the Mental Health Act. Ironic. Later, he develops a fear of penetration and starts placing cotton balls in his ears so that insects can't get in. At this point in his life, he does not work and he survives off of benefits and grants. Later, he obtains a degree in psychology, ironic, and then begins a PhD. His doctorate thesis was on history of homicide.
Doctorate.
What did I say?
Doctorate.
I know how to say things, but when I read them out loud, it's just not that way.
It's fine. We were having a conversation about our doctorates earlier today, so I can vouch for her that she can. I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I love you.
Bradford, West Yorkshire, May of 2010. A caretaker for Homefield Court Housing Association was taking care of a block of flats and sat down to look over footage from security cameras. Nothing seemed off until the caretaker saw footage of Stephen Griffiths walk into a building with a young woman. Minutes later, the woman tried to run away.
So you know some shit's about to go down.
The caretaker watched in disbelief as he saw... Now, mind you, this is the caretaker watching the video. So this is not happening. He's watching a video. The caretaker watched in disbelief as he saw Griffiths tackle the woman and beat her until she was almost unconscious. Griffiths walked back into his flat and returned with a crossbow.
Wait. 2010. I think I know. I don't know this whole story, but I remember I saw like a clip, like a thumbnail of it, and I don't like to watch those videos. Honestly, those like security footage videos and 911 calls, I can't do.
No, because I'm like, this is too real.
Yeah. Okay.
He shoots the woman once in her body and again in her head before dragging her into his flat.
Wait, hold on. I don't know what a crossbow is.
It's a thing, like a literal...
Oh, like a...
It's a literal crossbow.
Buffy the Vampire slaying ass.
Yep.
I was thinking like Robin Hood. I guess that's a bow and arrow, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Realizing the building's security cameras recorded everything, he returns to the hallway to fix the direction in which the camera is pointed.
It's just a little too copyright, but for real.
No. Just wait until he doesn't even point the camera for like any purpose. Just wait. He then gives the camera a one-finger salute while holding up the crossbow.
Oh, like I'm number one? He was number one. Oh, like a salute.
A salute.
Like, aye, Captain.
With the crossbow.
That was 2 SpongeBob references in one crossbow.
A week later, he is seen carrying out parts of the victim's body in bags.
I wonder, did they say how long ago it was when the guy was watching the footage?
It says like a week, I think.
Oh, no. So this whole week passed and he was in the green.
Wait, let's see. No, it just says May 2018. It had to be soon because people don't watch clips like a week later. They like do like a day or 2 days.
Well, I guess if they had a reason to. Also, I feel like a lot of people don't watch that. My car got hit at the mall and nobody seemed to have been watching there. KOP Mall, I'm coming for you.
I'm
Just
triggered.
kidding. Don't sue me. I literally have $4 in my pocket and like a Chuck E. Cheese token upstairs, and I don't think you can still use it because it's the old Chuck E. Cheese. They changed him now. He's terrifying now.
Really? Why do you know that?
I don't know. I haven't been there. What do you mean?
I know.
Where a kid can be a kid.
Great. The caretaker immediately called building management and police arrived hours later. Griffiths did not try to run and was cooperative when police arrived in his flat. His response? I am in here. I am Osama bin Laden.
He lost it. He's gone.
Like, I am in here. I am Osama bin Laden. I just had to say it one more time because that's anything to say.
I know. What the
It's
hell?
not funny, but...
Osama been shopping. That
How
bitch is
do
out to
you-
lunch. Get it together. That silence was a yawn.
Wow. A day later, a person walking their dog near River Air saw something floating in the water. I think that's how you say it. It's...
Water.
No.
Oh.
It's A-I-R-E. Array?
A-I-R-E.
There's no, like...
Hyphen.
Yeah, nothing.
The little hat that
So
goes
I
on
guess
top
it's
of the
air.
Air. Okay.
River Air saw something floating in the water. Inside the bag was a human head. Police were notified. Police could see that the footage of the woman who entered Griffith's flat was the same description of the head found in the river. The victim was Susan Blamirez.
Can you imagine just finding a head?
Blamirez?
That person is gonna have that burned into their mind.
Blamirez? It might be Blamirez.
Okay.
Divers found 81 pieces of Susan's body in the river.
81 pieces?
81, bruh. That doesn't cover half her body. Just wait.
Oh.
As well as another victim by the name of Shelley Armitage. Griffith's confession to the murders of both women, as well as the murder of Susan Rushmore. He then confessed to 2 additional murders, but investigators could only link him to the murders of 3 female sex workers listed above.
Oh, so they were sex workers?
Mm-hmm. They were all sex workers.
Okay.
During his trial, Griffiths called himself the Crossbow Cannibal.
No.
He confessed how he had always been obsessed with killing and serial killing and looked up to men like the Yorkshire Ripper.
Do you hear that? The tables have turned.
He said that after killing the 3 women, he took them into his bathroom, which he then called a slaughterhouse, and dismembered and filleted them using knives, sword, a hammer, and other power tools. He then stated he cooked some parts and ate others raw.
Excuse me, sir.
Hours after killing Susan, Griffiths was caught on the security camera outside of his flat trying to solicit a 4th victim. The almost victim was standing outside of a methadone clinic and was approached by Griffiths. He asked the almost victim if she could find him some crack cocaine so they could smoke it together. At first, she agreed and then later changed her mind due to a gut feeling telling her not to go back to his flat alone.
Yes, feel that gut, girl. Don't.
Right. Griffiths was charged 3 life sentences. When asked how he could kill innocent women this way, his response was, "Sometimes you kill people to kill yourself. It is like a deep issue inside of me." His reasoning for targeting prostitutes was not that they were easy targets, and he was jaded with humanity.
He had something upstairs. I mean, I know they tell you to treat your girl, then eat your girl, but I think he kind of read that a little too,
He used to go online and pretend to be, this, like, I guess you could say amazing guy, and he called himself Van Perry. Yeah.
So if you're talking to a Van Perry, log off.
And he would go in chat rooms and try to find girls that way.
What's a chat room?
Right. Basically.
Oh, no. That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. And he was, like, almost a doctor.
Oh, yeah. You said he was into psych. Ted Bundy was into psych, too. And he worked for the suicide hotline.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. He actually, like, saved more lives than he
took.
Murder. Not that that's an excuse.
No.
At all. But that's really interesting. You have to wonder if maybe they become that to, like, bless you.
Thank you. I'll go first.
Where they become, like, they get engrossed in studying psychology and psych.
But how do you say that they were easy targets? Like, I don't understand that. That he said they were easy targets, but I don't understand. I guess...
A sex worker?
Yeah.
Well, if he pretends he's this amazing guy that he's not... You know, you get them vulnerable. They come over to your place. They're a sitting duck.
Straight up narcissist.
Yeah. Was that it? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, that was it.
He ate them. He filleted them.
Filleted them and ate them raw.
Oh, bish. More like filet oh bish. That was disrespectful. They weren't bitches. They were humans. And I take that back.
By the way, that source was swordandscale.com/the crossbow cannibal.
Oh, that's the title of it, was the crossbow cannibal.
Yes.
The crossbow guy.
The crossbow guy.
Oh my goodness. For your FYI, any of our sources that we've talked about since episode 1 are in the description of this. So if you're listening on iTunes, if you tap the little thumbnail thing or whatever, it'll flip around and tell you what's up with the sources. They're all clickable links in case you want to do more research on stuff. If you're listening to us on YouTube right now, it's in the description box. I'm sure you can figure it out. It's 2004. Okay. This is the future.
I just don't even know what to say.
So what do you think about that story? What was your first? Were you shook?
I was, no. Because...
Well, I guess if it was in the title, you knew what to expect. But...
Yeah. But I was like, when does it get to this part? Not to be, like, insensitive. But I was like, where? Cannibal where? And then I got to that part and I was like, oh!
Oh, there it is. He ate them raw.
Raw? Like what?
Oh.
But it's weird because I couldn't really find anything about his actual hatred for women, so I feel like that might have been made up.
I think that's what channels it. I don't think it was made up because a lot of the times...
They're like, yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's like... I can't name the guy right off the top of my head, but his mom was a sex worker and it made him have like a hatred for women, or he resented them or something.
What's his name? Ollie Toole, I think it is.
I don't know.
I was gonna do a story on him, but he was more arsenial than like cannibal.
Oh, he took it in the arse?
Yeah.
Took it right in the arse.
He just loved to burn people up.
And he's taking it in the ass from the justice system.
Supposedly his parents like hated each other, but because his mom was so religious, they couldn't. His parents didn't get a divorce, and his mother would like put all this like religious like shit on him, like, oh, like you're not right with God. He's not gonna accept you. Blah blah blah. So she was like really emotionally abusive, and later he came out. And they didn't like that.
Oh, he was gay.
Yeah.
Oh.
He came out and then...
I thought he was like, hey, I'm a murderer.
No. And then his grandmother was like doing satanic rituals and he was like helping her with them. It was like a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
I'm going to pretend to unhear that. I'm interested. You should do that story.
I will.
Well, that was good. Thanks for...
the insight.
All right. Are you ready for my story?
I'm ready.
Okay, let me crack my back. My neck. My back. Okay. So, this is the Black Widow Butcher, Omaima Nelson.
Oh, mama!
So I got a lot of this information from articles from the LA Times. There's also a series called Snapped, which you can stream on Amazon. However, it does not come with Amazon Prime, so you have to purchase it. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard of that before.
Snapped? Yeah, so this is the Black Widow Butcher. So, Omaima Nelson was born south of Egypt in a poor farming village. Throughout the town, it was known that her father was a violent man with a bad temper. When she was young, her parents divorced, and that forced her to move into the City of the Dead with her mother. Now, they called it the City of the Dead because their house was literally surrounded by, like, gravestones and, like, dead people buried.
Oh, so it's like Black Hope Cemetery.
Yeah. Yeah, except it was, like, a known... I think it was, like, a more povert place, yeah. But, like, in their front yard, they just had, like, tombstones. They're like, oh, gotta get to the mailbox, gotta dodge this one.
Oh,
Play
fuck
hopscotch.
no.
Play like the hurdles over like little Dorothy's tombstone.
Nope. I'll pass.
So at the age of 18, Omaima met an American oil worker while he was in Egypt. A relationship grew, and within their Egyptian norms of their culture, her mother suggested that the two of them got married. So soon after they wed, and she moved with him to the United States, where they settled in Texas. But they weren't together for long. After a few months, their marriage crumbled, and they got a divorce. So now Omaima was on her own, knowing very little English in this country that she barely knew, that she had never been to before. However, her exotic looks and feminine beauty opened up doors for her. So at first, her way of survival was meeting men in bars and getting money from them. It's never explicitly documented if she was a sex worker or not. However, it's hinted to. But just to clarify, I'm not saying she was a sex worker because it is not documented where I was doing research.
And it's illegal, and even if she was, it'd be okay.
Well, I don't know all of it, but I think prostitution's illegal unless somebody's videotaping it. Then you can make millions. It's called porn. It's crazy if you think about it.
Really ass backwards. And I mentioned that it was illegal. But as you can see, if you have a camera pointed at your face.
Well, I think that's because they regulate it, and it's not like drugs are not involved. Like it's a business. The booby business.
The boobies business.
All right, let me continue. So at first, I already said that. So by her early 20s, Omaima ended up in Orange County, California. Once there, she tried to get a steady job, but her occupational skills were not very useful in the OC, so she began cleaning houses and nannying here and there. She also found occasional work as a model.
Love that.
But
She's probably amazing.
She didn't really get picked up by anybody big. However, she was very pretty.
Do you have pictures?
I do. I can show you when I'm done here.
Wait.
So feeling down on her luck, she went back to luring in older, rich men at local pubs. And this is where she met 56-year-old Bill Nelson, a man who was 20 years her senior. So Bill was often referred to as a kind man. He had 5 children and 17 grandchildren. So he had a pecker and it worked. Am I right, ladies? Am I right? So after playing a game of pool at the bar, Bill felt an instant connection. They began seeing each other daily, and within 4 weeks, Bill asked Omaima to accompany him on a road trip to meet his family.
Oh, don't do it, girlfriend.
So she happily joined him.
Oh, God.
Along the way, they took numerous pictures. Bill often made Omaima feel like a real model. She would pose against cars and even in lingerie. During their road trip, they ended up in Phoenix, Arizona, and married. They knew each other for 4 weeks. So the next day, Bill introduced his new wife to her new stepchildren. And initially, Bill's kids, who were all adults at this time, just a reminder, Bill's kids were a bit weary considering the fact that most of them were older than their new stepmother, who at this time was 23. So that day, the family went riding horses when Omaima was bucked from a horse.
Oh,
The
God.
family told her she should seek medical attention, and they feared her sugar baby attitude would cause a dramatic scene. Did you ever watch The Simple Life?
Yeah.
Did
You made
see?
me.
Oh my God!
You used to make me watch it every day when we lived together.
Don't act like you didn't enjoy it. Remember when Paris Hilton got thrown off the horse? She's like, "I want to go fast," and then the horse runs, and this.
Stop! I got thrown off a horse when I was little.
I got kicked in the head by a horse. I did. I was feeding it a crab apple.
They killed him because he threw me off his back.
Oh no!
I'm saying his name was Strawberry. Rest in peace. Rest in pieces.
Rest in pieces, Strawberry. What? They just buried him in the strawberry bush and grew where his grave was.
I don't think you know how burying a horse works. They chop that shit up. It's too big to bury. That shit's not 6 feet under. It's more like 10.
Or it's on
it's
your
so
shelf
big.
at a local Walmart in an Elmer's glue bottle. I'm a vegetarian, so y'all can yell at me if you want. Come for me,
Elmer's glue
PETA.
is horse.
Yeah, baby girl.
I used to play with that shit on my fingers.
I used to eat it.
Ooh.
It's not that bad. The white kind is the best. All right, I'm going to continue.
There is only the white kind.
Are you kidding me? There's the clear kind. You can get a holographic kind. There's stuff with
Glitter.
glitter in it. Are you kidding me? The field of possibilities. So after being bucked from the horse and hitting the ground hard, she simply asked for an aspirin and a vodka. And for some reason, this situation made his kids think she was cool, tough, and she pretty much got the stamp of approval from almost all of them. Thanksgiving Day, 1991. This is in the morning. Bill calls his daughter, Margaret, from his Costa Mesa, California home. So he's back in California. He wished her a happy Thanksgiving. Margaret was one of the only children who did not accept Omaima as a stepmother and denied the chance of meeting her. So Bill invited her over for Thanksgiving. Margaret ended the conversation in an argument. This was the last time Margaret would ever hear from her father. December 1st, 1991, at 9 a.m., someone is banging on the door of a man named Jose Escobar's home. That is not to be confused with Jose Escobar, the former MLB shortstop and right-handed batter who played for the Cleveland Indians. Just putting that out there.
You said who?
Jose Escobar.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
Jose Escobar. He was the former MLB shortstop and right-handed batter who played for the Cleveland Indians. It's not him. Don't be
I
fooled.
thought you meant the cocaine guy.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
That's what I thought you meant.
So the knocking became frantic. He got out of bed, and when he looked out the window, he saw a red Corvette parked in his driveway. So not recognizing the car, he decided to go back to sleep. The knocking eventually stopped. Then at 1 p.m., the knocking started again. Jose opened the door to find his ex-girlfriend, Omaima. He hadn't seen her since they broke up the year prior. She told him that Bill tied her up and raped her. After managing to break free, she had to fight him off, and then Omaima murdered Bill. She offered Jose $75,000 and Bill's 2 motorcycles to help her get rid of the body. So Jose played along and told her to stay calm and lay low at his apartment while he went to go get his truck. But instead, he went outside to a payphone and dialed the police.
Yes.
So the police arrived to find Omaima. She had light bruises on her breast, arms, and face. When asked about them, she stated that she did not need medical help and she was denying everything that Jose had said to the police that she told him. If this is the case, Ho, why the hell would you be at your ex-boyfriend's house?
Right.
She's like, I didn't say that to Jose. Okay, then what are you doing here?
She got caught. That's what it was. Got caught red-handed, and now she's... People, when they get caught, they have such a, like, hard time, like, covering it up. And then it's like...
She's like, I didn't say that. I just was in the neighborhood.
I didn't say that. I was just taking a stroll.
Oh, are you ready for these more excuses? Because she told police that Bill was alive. Oh, yes. In fact, he was on a business trip in Florida. He has been since Thanksgiving. So outside of the house, one of the police officers looked into the red Corvette that she drove to Jose's. In the passenger seat, he sees a bag. So he opens the door, takes a peek into the bag, and was immediately shocked when he saw what was inside. You want to take a guess?
A head.
Human organs.
Why would she take those out?
A coroner arrives and confirms that the bag's contents were human organs, not animal organs. It became clear now that they had a homicide on their hands. So Omaima was taken to the station and got questioned while police went to her house. When no one answered the door, they broke through a window and discovered a mess. So that's happening at her house.
See?
Now let's take a little trip over to the police station and see what's good with Omaima. So back at the police station, investigators lead a 3 to 4 hour long interrogation. And the entire time, Omaima paced back and forth in the small room. She spoke in third person. She referred to herself as she and her. She claimed that she had suffered hallucinations and denied that Bill was dead. When questioned about the human organs in her car, she blamed it on Bill. She said, quote, "I thought he killed somebody." So she went on to tell investigators that Bill was a dangerous man. Now, the police did know that Bill Nelson had recently been released from prison after serving a 4-year sentence. So he was a pilot, and he often traveled from Texas to Mexico back and forth for work. And in one instance, he was caught smuggling back a plane full of marijuana. And for that, he served a federal prison sentence. Can you imagine flying a plane full of marijuana?
Yes.
Girl, you don't even have your driver's license. You're trying to be up there in the air. What are you talking about? I heard Justin Bieber hotboxed his plane and they had to like do an emergency landing because
everyone was high,
including the pilot.
Yeah, that's what happens, Justin.
I know he listens to this podcast a lot. Text me back, Justin, please. No, but seriously, we know that Aaron Carter, now we drunkenly FaceTimed you right before Christmas of 2014, and I know that you still have my number, so call me back. 555-0121. Thank you. So Omaima also accused Bill of being a rapist. She opened up and told the police that he tied her up and raped her. So back at the house, investigators found some blood leading from the bedroom into the kitchen. On the floor around the home, they found a bunch of plastic bags, and inside them were human severed body parts.
Oh, girlfriend, you can't just...
In the bedroom, the 2 bedposts were broken as if someone had been tied to them and trying to escape. But they wondered if Omaima was the one who was tied up. Due to the amount of blood on the mattress and the box spring, they knew right away that it was actually someone else who was tied up trying to escape, not Omaima. A pair of legs were found in a bag with deep lacerations around the ankles.
Girlfriend.
Cuts and bruises appeared to prove that the legs were tied up and whoever it was struggling to escape. Police had a good idea of whose body parts were in the bags, but they were about to be certain. On the stovetop, they found human hands, which had been boiled, then deep fried along with some white turkey meat.
Girlfriend.
And in the freezer was Bill Nelson's head.
See, they always keep the head. What's up with that?
It had been deep fried and mutilated until it was almost unrecognizable.
Yikes.
So back at the police station, investigators sent Omaima to the hospital for a rape exam. It was negative. Her injuries did not indicate a struggle of self-defense wounds.
Yeah, probably because Bill was trying to self-defense himself.
Well, they said it, yeah, so they weren't defense wounds on her. However, the people at the hospital believed they coincided with wounds that may appear when a girl her size attempted to dismember a large human body.
Ooh.
An officer confronted her with everything they had found at her house. So, knowing she was caught, she said, "I have a confession." Omaima admitted to murdering her husband, Bill Nelson. She stated, "I don't know how I killed him. Something inside me told me I had to do it, like demons." So she told investigators that she had visions and mysterious people came to her in dreams, and her story started changing and she began sounding more demented and mentally disturbed. So Omaima was booked on murder charges, and at her request was appointed a psychiatrist to talk to. After further examination, there were 25 plus wounds to the skull found on Bill's deep-fried head. The coroner noted that Omaima had skillfully sliced up his body. It was so precise that the coroners were worried that this was not the first time she had done this. And when they weighed the body parts, there was about 180 pounds of Mr. Bill Nelson missing. Are you ready? Because it gets worse.
Okay, hit me.
In the initial investigation report, police had spoken to the neighbors. A man who lived next door had told the police he heard the garbage disposal running almost constantly for 2 days after Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Also, can we talk about how my garbage disposal is broken right now and I have to wash all my dishes in the bathroom because there was a shot glass down the drain and somebody turned it on?
Jason.
Okay, I wasn't going to say his name, but there it is. Maybe I'll bleep it out. Maybe I won't. So, investigators looked deeper into Omaima's past and found that Bill wasn't the first to face Omaima's violent tendencies. So 3 years prior, she stole a car. She was arrested for petty theft. That same year, 20-year-old Omaima got caught stealing from a department store. When security approached her, she turned extremely violent and almost bit off the entire breast of a security guard. She went balls deep. She had the whole titty in the mouth.
Ballistic.
Ballistic.
Ball is life.
So she spent a few months in jail, and then by 1990, she ended up with an older man she met at a bar named Robert Hansen. He told the police that Omaima briefly lived with him before she met Bill. Hansen said that Omaima asked him for a large sum of money. So he said, "Well, what am I going to get in return?" You know, being all suggestive. So Omaima said, "Hey, baby, let's get kinky. Are you into BDSM?" She told Hansen she would tie him up, so he consented. She tied him up, and once he couldn't move, she pulled a gun on him and demanded more money. Luckily, Hansen was able to wrestle free and got the gun out of her hands. And up until this point, that was never reported to the police because he was embarrassed that a small woman pulled a gun on him and nearly took his life.
Masculinity will do that to you.
Toxic masculinity. Yeah, and look,
Take notes, men.
So he didn't call the police. And honestly, I'm all for girl power, but this is not the best circumstance to be a feminist. So I'm just going to keep my comment to myself. But this revealed her motive. So a year later to the day, on December 22nd, 1992, the now 24-year-old Omaima went on trial for the murder of her husband. And the truth of what happened that night was revealed. So it's Thanksgiving night. Bill wanted to get kinky, and he consented to being tied up to the bedposts. Once he was tied up, Omaima requested more money. When Bill denied, she went into a rage. She grabbed a lamp from the nightstand and broke it over his head. Then she grabbed a nearby clothes iron and beat his face in until the handle of the iron was broken. That was when she grabbed the scissors and began stabbing him in the chest. According to her, she has no memory of dismembering him. The next thing she remembered is waking up the next day to find large plastic garbage bags of body parts scattered around her house. It's a convenient time to black out in rage. So Terrence Scott, who was who represented Nelson on the appeal, claimed that she was abused both physically and mentally by Bill. He revealed that also, when she was 7 years old, her genitals were mutilated by the women in her village. They used tools that were not sterilized, and they cut off her clitoris. And without the use of painkillers nor anesthesia, she felt everything. She claimed that she was abused by her entire family as a child, so she chose to live in a fantasy world. As an adult, she said intercourse was very painful for her. Scott also said Omaima had chopped up her husband in an effort to avoid meeting him in the afterlife in accordance with Egyptian mythology. Okay. So, Prosecutor Pulowski showed jurors nude pictures of Omaima Nelson provocatively posing for Bill, who had taken the photos. The color photographs were taken shortly before the victim's death, perhaps even hours before it happened on Thanksgiving night. And each photo showed a smiling Omaima without signs of physical abuse. So according to her assigned psychiatrist, Omaima had developed PTSD, and this psychologist was brought to the stand and had some disturbing information for the court.
I can't wait to hear this.
So it was revealed that Omaima told her what had happened after she dismembered his body. On Thanksgiving night, Omaima Nelson slipped into a sexy red dress, red high heels, put on some red lipstick, and sat at her dinner table. She poured herself some red wine, served herself mashed potatoes, vegetables, cranberries, and the main dish, Bill Nelson's cooked ribs. Omaima drenched the human remains in barbecue sauce. She confessed to the psychologist that, quote, "It tasted so sweet, just how I like it." Everyone in the courtroom was shook. You ever think it's weird how everything tastes like chicken? Like, I wonder if that's just like the bland taste of a base of like meat. Because you know how people eat like fried frogs and like alligator
like
and
chicken.
things? Yeah, like
Yeah,
it tastes like
probably.
chicken. I wonder if I taste like chicken.
I could tell you.
Bite my finger. Oh, that I haven't watched that one.
Ew.
So she cooked him up and served him to herself. Happy Thanksgiving, girl.
Happy Thanksgiving. Gonna eat my rich husband for dinner.
Yummy. So the last person...
She's not getting any of that money.
Oh, wait. The last person to speak before... The last person to speak before the jury was Nelson's 35-year-old daughter, Margaret. It took her several moments to compose herself before she could read a written statement about not having a father at her wedding and not being able to introduce him to her 8-week-old daughter. Her 8-week-old daughter.
8-week-old.
Also, your child is not 12 months. It's a year. It's not 24 months. It's 2.
I hate that.
If you're listening to this and you're saying that, just know that I'm triggered.
Unless it's like really young, like 2 months old, then you have to say 2 months.
Right, 2 months, but once it's a year, honeybee, 12
year,
months, that's a year.
girlfriend.
That baby's a whole year.
12 months, no.
So, okay, back to this depressing thing. So, Margaret revealed that her father had invited her that fateful Thanksgiving dinner to meet his new wife. She was angry and refused, but she said Bill remained kind, understanding, and patient. Margaret Nelson said the reason that she was at the hearing was to return some human dignity to the man who was her father. So she abandoned her written notes and tearfully looked straight at the 2-person board. She said, "I don't know what the adequate punishment for a murderer who doesn't even leave a family with a body to mourn over, but I do know you don't let her out." So January 12th, 1993, Omaima was convicted of second-degree murder of a man she had only known for 2 months. So the charge was second degree because there was no evidence of premeditation. So she was sentenced to only 27 years to life. She was also charged with assault and battery from Hansen, which was the first dude who never reported it a year or 2 prior. So she's in jail later in the 90s. Guess what? Guess what this Black Widow does?
She gets out.
No.
Oh.
She marries a man who's not in prison. This old man was visiting her because she was, gorgeous. And it was an old man in a wheelchair. He would often visit her, and their marriage didn't last too long because guess what? He died of natural causes, leaving Omaima with a shit ton of money in the bank ready for her when she gets out.
Yes, bitch.
No, bitch! This is not a time for femininity. I'm going to shut it down. Omaima first became eligible for parole in 2006, but was denied when commissioners found her unpredictable and a serious threat to public safety. Thank you. In 2011, she was up for parole again, but thankfully was denied by the board, citing that she had not taken responsibility for the murder.
You have to admit that's crafty.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying that I don't feel bad about her literally eating people. I'm just saying she's a crafty woman.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Well, that's because you have a couple screws more than she does. So, yeah, she was not freed. She is up again for parole in 2026.
I just want to say a little bit on a lighter note that the final episode of Finders Keepers aired 1989. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Thanks for letting me know.
You're welcome.
So what do you think of Omaima? You think she's crafty?
Yeah, I do. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I think that woman is off her elegant Egyptian-ass rocker.
Me too, but it's because she's been through some shit.
She's been through some shit, but I think she was born with some... She's got a few screws loose. No,
she's
that
like
bitch lost the whole...
short of a box.
No, that bitch lost the whole damn toolbox. She has no screws left. Sorry about it.
My toolbox didn't come with screws. I don't know about yours.
But no matter the case, like it took her, she did it on Thanksgiving and it took her until December 1st to like leave her house. That's when she went to Jose's. So there was that whole time there. And like, I know you can black out because I've been to college. I went to syllabus week. I blanked out on a couple of days there. Don't listen to this part, Mom. But you know that like she consciously, it's one thing to like, to be an abused woman and have battered woman syndrome, which is a real thing, and like murder this man because you snap. I don't think she snapped. She cut off his hands, boiled them, then fried them. She fried his head, kept it in the fridge, and she ate him. She went full on like Boston Market Massacre on his ass.
I'm just sitting here smiling at him.
She crisped his skin and she ate it.
Like some KFC. Like,
and where's the 180 pounds of his body? I'll tell you where they are.
She got
some of it. Yeah, she got some. She did not get 180 pounds down there. I bet you she ate like she was wearing a dress. I bet it was a stretchy dress because she probably ate till she couldn't. She shot till she dropped. All you can eat buffet.
When I was little, I thought KFC was Kefk.
What does that mean?
I didn't know it was like an abbreviation.
It's not an abbreviation. It's...
What's that thing called?
Alliteration.
Yeah.
No, it's not alliteration.
No.
Alliteration is when something... No, that's onomatopoeia.
KFC is onomatopoeia?
No, onomatopoeia is when like you say something and it sounds like what it means.
Like red reed?
Oh my God.
Oh my...
Yes, it is. Sure.
Stop. Whatever.
I hope she never gets out of jail.
I hope she does, and I hope she spends that man's money.
I hope she doesn't. She went full I almost said bukkake.
I hope she learned her lesson, but I hope she gets to spend that money.
On what?
Great things, like a house and a car and maybe some professional help.
You think this woman deserves a house and a car? I think she deserves professional help, but I don't think people like that should be walking the streets because I don't think she's a whole person. I think she's a monster, and she would probably do it again if she did it to multiple men. One thing pushed her over the edge. Like she would be pushed over the edge again. And also remember that they said she showed like no remorse and she wasn't taking responsibility for it. That's what separates humans from monsters, among other things. So if you want to learn more about Petty Crocker, her name's Omaima Nelson. O-M-A-I-M-A.
Leave her alone.
I don't know why you're defending her. I really don't.
She's crafty.
She's not crafty. She's a monster.
But you have to admit, how do you rope a man in jail and then get him?
She used her looks.
Okay, I look good. I don't know. Hey, hello, hi. I can't rope men in like that.
She roped an old ass man who was like on.
I don't do that either.
And also, how like mentally stable was that man who was like, this girl is in jail for murdering her husband. I want to wife that shit up. Give me that hot Egyptian ass. No.
There are people like that literally living right now, and you don't know that.
They
that's
could be
how
my
they
neighbor.
were. I'm saying.
They could be my neighbor. They're kind of weird. If you're listening to this, just kidding.
I don't think they know you have a podcast.
Everybody knows I have a podcast. Bitch. So maybe I'll take a BuzzFeed quiz and see what seasoning would taste best on me. Just really chef it up for any cannibal that's interested in this piece of meat.
You're like really mad at her.
I am mad at her. I mean, I'm mad at your dude too.
I'm mad at him too. Like,
you can't just kill somebody and then eat them.
Yeah, no, you can't kill anyone either. Just people are meant to be here on this earth for like
just be nice.
A reason.
Be nice. Don't kill people. Don't eat people.
Be kind to people.
Do you have a fun fact? I'm tired
I
of
do.
talking. Okay.
Did you know movie trailers were originally shown after the movie, which is why they were called trailers?
The more you know.
Did you know that?
I did know that. I went to film school.
Oh, yeah. How did that work?
Well, people had more of an attention span than a squirrel than we do these days. You just watch a movie and then they want to see what's good with the next movies. Because before they played the movies, they would play like the news.
Oh, see, I pictured it being the movie trailer. So I picture them playing the movie.
Oh my God. And then playing the trailer. And no, girl. They were playing. They were.
That's what I thought it meant. That's what I was like, how does that work?
That would be the dumbest idea. No, they would play trailers for other movies. You know how you go to the movies and there's trailers?
Before, yeah.
Oh,
speaking of, guys, I tried to see it last night. It was sold out. Both.
I had to buy my tickets early.
Yeah, wish I did that. They were sold out. Like, I went at 7:40, and then I was going to go again at 8:40. They were both sold out.
The one by your house?
Yeah.
Don't go to that one.
It's right down the street from my house.
I know, but I've seen scary movies there. You don't want to go there. It gets loud. Everybody talks. Disrespectful. All these college kids.
The disrespect.
All right, so it's time for my fun fact, I guess. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So while children of identical twins are legally first cousins, genetically they are actually half siblings. So that really thickens the plot of Pretty Little Liars for me, if you think about it.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, we've already been down that road. But think about it, like twins, they each have kids. Those kids are cousins, but they have like, if it's identical twins, they have 100% the same DNA. That means 50% of their DNA is the same, which means they're siblings genetically. I wonder if they would look the same.
You lost me there. Guys, follow us on Twitter. Esoteric oddity 1E. Not an S.
I was waiting to see where you were going with that.
Yes, not an S. Our Gmail is esoteric.
Nope.
Oddities podcast at gmail.com. Our Instagram is esoteric oddities. Nuts.
You beat me to it.
And then, guys, download our iTunes episodes. I realized that I was listening to them and not downloading them.
I think it automatically downloads them, I believe.
It wasn't for mine.
Oh, that's weird.
Right.
Also, if you could please subscribe to us on iTunes and give us a review. Also, it would really help us out if you told a friend. Even if you have a friend or an aunt or an ugly cousin who doesn't listen to iPods. Listen to me. Who doesn't listen to podcasts, but, might like this, go ahead and show it to them. Also, we really appreciate those who did review us and who continually listen to us. So thank you for all the support.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, according to our download stats, we're growing a little faster than we anticipated. So thank you.
Keep them coming.
Thank you for being weird and really enjoying the same weird shit we do.
And listening to us be weird.
And listening to us make noises with our mouth holes and saying triggered a lot. And me repeating Sarah, which is funny because IRL, that means in real life, Mom.
Him.
Yeah, she repeats me like I'll say something and she'll say
I'm
like a parrot. But like here, I do it.
It's fine.
I just want to be like you.
Guys, we want to set up meet and greets.
All four of you downloading, Mom.
All four of you meet and greet.
Oh, man. But thank you guys again. We appreciate you listening. And I'm sure if you're still listening to this and you see how close it is to the end of this wire, you're still listening. I don't know. Goodbye.
Bye.